Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to part 2 of Britto. And if you remember, we were working on a character or like a person or an animal. And we started off by doing everything in shapes, if you remember, following the Britto design. I started coloring in some of the pieces, so I'll show you what I did so you can see what I did. And you can make them look funny. It doesn't matter how you do it. And I put some stripes in, and some of the pieces don't have that in. So let's continue. If you did this basic drawing already, let's continue and we can color. So as you can see, I used some warm colors over here and some cool colors over here. So now I've made my designs in there. So you know what to do with this. And this background, you can just do it solid. You don't have to do, like here's a background, it's a big square. You can just do that solid. Because otherwise, if you put in too much design, it takes away from the characters. And you can use whatever you like to use. That's up to you. So that's how I did that. And maybe I'll do the heart purple over here. Let me get that done at least. And I was just doing a black and white shirt. So if you're doing an animal, let's put that over here so you can see. I have this little monkey that I worked on. And so I just put some stripes over here on part of the legs and some circles around here. So I'm going to work in warm colors again. So I'll use this, and I'm going to break this up in 2 different colors. Remember how we did that? So otherwise, if you do them all the same color, it just, you won't see the circles. It'll all be the same thing. So I'm breaking that up in different colors. And so I'm doing this in orange. That's kind of a burgundy. And look, I still have a background over here. So I'll do that maybe in a cool color. So you'll be able to see the circles. So I'm working quickly on this. So I'm not finishing the whole thing so that you can get started on this. This is a really fun project. And just the way you did your lettering, you like doing that also. So just continue. So maybe I'll do this background in here in this blue. Simple. Just color it in. And continue on. Now, I'm not going to finish this. I'm going to take you into this part. Now, I don't want to use the same colors. Like this is edged off with the blue. So I want to start using a different color. So maybe I'll work in greens and oranges. So let's get the orange out. Although this is kind of a dark orange, but let's try an orange. And I'm not going to put the orange here. I will put it here. And I'll skip a space. And I'll put the orange there. And I'll skip a space. And I'll put the orange there. This is kind of a dark orange. So now I will take a green so it doesn't collide with these circles, so we can see the circles. This is kind of very light green, but you can use whatever green, whatever color you like. You don't have to follow this pattern. I'm just giving you an example. So here, now I've started the color on this. I may leave this a solid color, maybe a black. So I'll just go around and I'll just leave that a black. Now, when you're using your markers, if you're using your markers, you want to continue using them when they're wet, because if you stop at a point and you don't, you let it dry, because it's just like paint. If it dries, what happens is that you'll be able to see where it dried, and it'll kind of make it all streaky and stuff. So when you're using markers, you want to keep using them and not stop and then go back. So you want to keep it smooth, because I've told you before, if you do it on that level, it'll look almost like paint. Also, when you're using your Crayola markers, don't use black first, because it'll bleed into your work. So use your colors first, wait till that all dries, because markers are wet. Wait till that all dries, and then do the outline in the black. If you're using Sharpies or color pencils, it doesn't matter. If you're using Sharpies, and this is probably for the bigger kids, not the third graders, but maybe the fifth graders, then it doesn't matter. You can use the black first, because the Sharpie doesn't bleed. So that's up to you how you do that. So I'd like you to have fun with this. And here, oh, let me do one more thing for you guys, so you understand a little better. Here we're going back to the animal, and here I decided that this background here will be this kind of purple, because what happens is that it kind of coincides with this, so the colors look good together. And so I wouldn't really want to stick, say, this color up here, because this kind of coincides with the girl's head. If you're doing an animal and a person, that's totally up to you. But as I said before, you can just do an animal or a person. You don't have to do both. But if you're having fun doing it and you want to do both, go for it. Just have fun. Boys and girls, I want you to have fun with your work. So there you go. And keep the background solid. But do you see how this kind of goes with that? So you want your eye to travel around your work so it looks like it all belongs together. So your composition belongs together. So have fun doing this. Send my regards to your parents. I miss you all, and God bless. Bye.